devastation, the whole life devoted to children, being happy to see them smiling and laughing, feeling wretched when they are unhappy or face trouble. This is the common feeling and state of mind from which parents as a whole have been suffering. Living because of children is not only the duties but also the noble vocation which the Creator has bestowed on parents during their whole life. But there has been a woman who has not enjoyed the happiness of couple and has never experienced the bliss of birth giving, but she has been ready to devote all of her life's priceless things, from her prime beauty to money and fame, exchanging them all for a mission full of difficulties, challenges, as well as countless things and pieces of slander. This is to care and bring up unhappy and homeless children to become useful citizens to life, seeing it as her happiness and reason for living. The woman is Miss Huỳnh Tieu, founder and director of Huynh Humanity Center at Tân Long Quarter, Tân Đông Hiệp Ward, Dĩ An Thao, Bình Dương Province. Over 20 years to throw herself into the cause of humanity, especially since the foundation of Huynh Humanity Center in 2001. For many times has she been asked a lot of questions from her friends, mass media, leaders of various central and local agencies and organizations that why has she exchanged her rich and luxurious life and the successful woman's freedom and comfort for the whole life hardships and anxiety of single mom with hundreds of young children? Why has she been ready to sacrifice her own prime and happy youthfulness for strangers' children? Why has she set aside all of her self-capital and assets for the task to be seen as mad or crazy by several people? Though tens of years have gone by and thousands of such similar questions have been posed to her, she then has had the only one answer, and that is, to whom wants to save the life of the beautiful and derelict or unknown, so that life is not going to have Tieu Hương number 2, 3 or more than those. Indeed, before becoming this children's mother,
không cần gì hết ngoài yêu thương. Vì tiền bạc, của cải vật chất, không biết khóc, không biết cười, cũng không biết động viên Tieu Hương. Nhưng các con là phần thưởng, luôn luôn kêu mẹ ơi. Vì từ nhỏ đến lớn Tieu Hương rất khao khát hai chữ mẹ ơi.
Miss Tieu Hương has herself experienced the two bitter and severe childhood. She has been left abandoned by her own parents when she was born. Then the chance of long and gloomy days, loaded with countless obstacles and traps, have thrust down her life. But this is the patience, perseverance, and powerful thirsty for living that have turned the tramping child with a dust-like life to a successful businesswoman whose assets has estimated to climb to billions of Vietnam dong in the 1990s. She has not had any single thought of enjoying the rich and happy life alone to compensate for the previous long and gloomy days. She has not had the intention to take revenge onto life when she has had everything in her hands. Instead, he has put all her love, efforts, and money to the lowly and disadvantaged lives, which has been in need of support, warmth, and so on. It has been her unconditional love that is the example, a priceless lesson to her adopted children to boost them to daily life well. Thanks to offering affection to everybody, including those who had intended to harm her, she has converted many misguided lives so that they can better themselves to start life afresh. People usually say, nobody can choose where to be born in. And of course, no child feels happy to grow up without knowing who his or her parents are. The shortage or deficiency of parental and the keen affection from childhood remains a constant shortcoming which is unable to compensate for to the children's childhood. But when a door closes, another opens. In Quê Hương Cozy Shelter, days after days, newborn babies still enjoy full and unique feeding bottles instead of the flow of breast milk, which has ended for so long. They are still taken care and cuddled by baby sisters who cherish each nappy and clothes to take the place of parental hands already stayed away from them for ages. They have kept being warmed by the boundless love of Tieu Hương mom in the place of a keen affection which has been broken for so long. Despite having not had a really integral and adequate life, the children have led a safe and peaceful life. All the children go to schools and enlarge their own attitudes in the best ways. The disabled learn right in the center.
Chích lạc 1 kg, Kim 1 kg 2. Rồi có cháu thì khi người ta đẻ thì người ta bó bụng, thì đẻ ra thì tay chân nó bị dị tật. Rồi có cháu thì nó đã nằm bệnh viện 1-2 tháng rồi, thì người mẹ không chịu đựng được nữa thì biết rằng trung tâm nuôi trẻ ẵm cho con đến phòng trung tâm dục. Thì cũng có rất là nhiều cháu là bệnh nhân của bệnh viện Nhi đồng, thì nuôi 4-5 tháng trong bệnh viện nhưng người mẹ không chịu đựng được nữa, đem đến đây cho.
What is more emotional than the scenes in which sightless eyes pay attention to teachers' voices and hence unable to write in paper, still in a flush review their lessons via the braille syllabus. For Miss Tieu Hương, it may be the greatest joy and happiness that the children have given her. Thus, most families now have from 1 to 2 children. Here, the single mom Huỳnh Tieu Hương has over 300 children who are not as normal and healthy as other children. Some are deaf or are blind, and some are hair-lipped with cleft palates. Some have cerebral palsy and nervous breakdowns. Some grow picked up after they have been severely beaten by insects, thus some part of the body grows handicapped. The broken threads of life in turn blooded her heart, which has long been in so short of affection that many have called her by the name of both strange and familiar with a normal life dustbin. It is right, because her dustbin is always ready to house and coset all of things that many people see as burdens, pains in the neck, and they are ready to throw away in unregretful manners. Though she does not know how to manage to cater for the children, she still leaves her hands open to protect them, because she knows that if she cannot do the similarity, then their life will be beaten as she used to be. To have money to bring them up, she has managed by various jobs, from real estate business, transport services, homemade bottled drinking water, to foreign souvenirs. But apart from the pressure of making money to cater for the children, the mother of 100 children has shown her unyielding energy, staff, and stealing vigor when she stays firm among countless pieces of slender of life. And a spy related to the propaganda task under the name of charity missions. Additionally, Vic News stated Quê Hương Humanity Center built a housing block which has used as the place for women body selling, massage, pleasure indulging, and debauchery. Also, some editors of the 2 newspapers further insinuated that the orphan children taken to the humanities organization are actually would-be victims of sex or prostitution industry. Facing such the inaccurate, offensive, and libelling news, she asked the lawyer's advice and suggested that the 2 newspapers of Vic News and Saigon USA News had to publish a disclaimer, but the request was not satisfied. Finally, she officially sued the 2 newspapers to the Supreme Court of Santa Clara County, and the court decided to try the case in January 2006. Having encountered countless trouble and challenges in the case, she has sometimes thought of giving up. Finally, she and her workers were immeasurably happy when they read the revision and the apology in the first pages of the 2 newspapers. Vic News on February the 23rd of 2006 published a piece of news like this. We previously published a piece of inaccurate news that Miss Huynh and Huynh Humanity Center built a housing block which was used as a place for women body selling, massage, pleasure indulging, and debauchery. We were informed that this was a hasty conclusion and the center was completely doing nothing with such staff. Its operation is to supply shelter to the orphan children and bring them up. We recognize that we had the hasty conclusion in our article. Saigon USA News on April 11, 2006 had to revise its inaccurate news. Although we had reasons to be vigilant, we recognized that we had not had any specific shred of evidence for suspecting Miss Huynh to be a high-ranking spy, and that such the uses of the words in the article was the result of our hasty conclusion. For Americans, Miss Huynh Tieu is the first Vietnamese woman who has simultaneously won the two newspapers in the country. Thus, their admiration and adoration was multiplied by many times. Years glide by and by in such a way, and her children stayed more grown up days by days in the full peace and happiness. But they have not known that each day the mother always has to encounter the life species of slander, countless severe challenges, and innumerable stories, which are sorrowful, half laughing and crying, as well as fully made up or fabricated. While having been narrated those stories, many people have even not believed in them because they are so tragic, but the results are so marvelous. The marvels or wonders due to her patience and steely vigor always shine in every situation. She is actually worthy or deserving of such a steely rose in the nowadays life and of a brilliant example for the life.